Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is King Nido here, and today we are coming to you from the beautiful Pony Island where the ground type Timbers are at a type disadvantage against the Pastoria Cascade, and both these sides, who are usually top contenders, are off to a really slow start this season. So let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this one. Will it be the ground types? Will it be the water types? So let's send it down. Now the Pastoria Cascade are sitting in 12th place, so they are in a Leaders 8 position as they start out with Dondozo and Inteleon. It'll be Palossand and Mudsdale starting out for the Pony Timbers. Inteleon immediately going with the Night Days, which is super effective onto Palossand, gets a fantastic hit. Palossand responding with the Fell Stinger, going for Dondozo here, and Dondozo's reaction is to go for a Corrosive Gas. This is going to burn up everyone's Leper Berry on the field except for Dondozo's, which is potentially beneficial if Dondozo can stay in this matchup for long enough. But a simple beam onto Dondozo from Mudsdale is going to change that unaware ability into the simple ability, so its stats can go higher and lower, more so than usual, as Inteleon sets up a gravity. This isn't going to bring anyone down to the ground, but it does boost the accuracy of moves, as Palossand with the Accelerock onto Inteleon there. Doesn't do much damage as a Fury swipes from Dondozo won't affect Palossand, who is part Ghost type Mudsdale. Now going for the power swap, focusing in here on Inteleon, changing all their attack and special attack changes. Now the home claws though being performed by Inteleon, good to have done this after, as Inteleon does get the attack boost as well as the accuracy boost here. Palossand now going for the tea time, which would normally eat up everyone's Leper Berries, but the only one with a Leper Berry left is Dondozo, who proceeds to chow down on it. No one else had any to eat after that Corrosive Gas burnt him up all earlier, but a Poltergeist is going to fail as well because no one's holding that Leper Berries anymore. Mudsdale going with the wrap onto Dondozo. It does very minimal damage, but that wrap will do continuous damage, which will be more powerful than the initial strike from that move, as Inteleon now with the Heat Crash onto Palossand and gets the elimination. Palossand is taken out of this matchup, and that is not the start the Pony Timbers need, as they've had 3 losses already this season. Dondozo with the Hex onto Mudsdale. Mudsdale tanks that hit and responds with the Icicle Spear. Now this multi-hit move only hits twice and does barely any damage to Dondozo, as Dondozo continues to feel the effects of the wrap, which is much more effective than that Icicle Spear, and Crocodile comes out for the Pony Timbers, as Inteleon with the Bitter Blade on the part Dark type gets a great hit there and also is able to restore itself back to full strength, does Inteleon, as Crocodile has its energy drained with that Bitter Blade, and a Fiery Dance now from Crocodile. Looks like they're trying to get Dondozo off this field, as that not very effective hit does connect, and Mudsdale follows up with the Roar of Time onto Inteleon. A great hit there onto the Galarian starter, as Dondozo with the Play Rough, and Crocodile is eliminated with that super effective move. The Pastoria Cascade off to a fantastic start here, as Dondozo still feeling the effects of the wrap. It will not feel the effects of that Fiery Dance, as Garchomp now comes out for the Pony Timbers. They are sending out their pseudo legendary, who is immediately hit with the Absorb from Inteleon, trying to get some more health restored here. Gets a little bit back in the bank. Garchomp though responds with a Corrosive Gas. What is it with all the berry plays in this matchup so far? Clearly there's a strategy on both sides at play here, as Dondozo with the Crab Hammer does huge damage to Garchomp, who with that Rough Skin will hurt Dondozo. Mudsdale having to recharge after that Roar of Time, and Dondozo still feeling the effects of the wrap. It could easily be eliminated in the next turn as the gravity returns to normal. Inteleon now going with the Glaive Rush, and this will be super effective on Garchomp, and Garchomp is eliminated. Who cares about the Rough Skin? It is already taken out of this matchup. The pseudo legendary is gone. Mudsdale responding for its side with the double kick, and on the first kick gets the elimination of Inteleon. That is exactly what the Pony Timbers needed. They needed that elimination because they are at a huge disadvantage right now, including their typing, as that Supersonic is afforded by Mudsdale from Dondozo, who is freed from the wrap. And out comes Floatzel for the Cascade. It'll be Hippowdon for the Timbers, and Floatzel with the speed advantage immediately goes for the Poison Fang onto Hippowdon, which is not very effective, but Hippowdon is going to be left badly poisoned. This poisoning is going to get worse every turn, as Hippowdon with the Power Split here, focusing in on Dondozo, sharing its power with Dondozo. It does as Mudsdale now with that simple beam yet again, but it does fail this time. It must have been going for Dondozo again, I have to believe. As Dondozo with the Lava Plume hits everybody on the field. It's not very effective on Floatzel, and Hippowdon still beginning to feel the effects of that poisoning. Floatzel now with the guard split. Good choice of Pokemon to share your guard with, being Mudsdale. Heavily defensive Pokemon on the field right now. As a memento from Hippowdon, it's going to take itself out of this matchup. There's only 2 Pokemon remaining for the Pony Timbers there. It does lower the attack stats of Floatzel, but Inteleon's the only Pokemon eliminated so far from the Cascade. As Dondozo springs up high into the sky, it is preparing for a bounce. Mudsdale with the guard swap now onto Floatzel. These two sharing back and forth they are. But still, what is going on for the Timbers as they send out Sandaconda? Floatzel now with the dynamic punch is avoided there by Mudsdale, though. Sandaconda able to go for a Glaive Rush of its own. We saw this earlier, but Dondozo avoids it because it's still up in the sky. Mudsdale goes with the Focus Energy. It will be getting pumped here. It needs to get pumped because it still has 5 water types to contend with, but that bounce comes down onto Mudsdale from Dondozo, and it's followed up by the Stone Edge from Floatzel, which is not very effective on the Mudsdale. And Sandaconda setting up spikes on the side of the Pastoria Cascade, so when any Pokemon comes out, they will land on those spikes and take damage. Mudsdale now with the Dragon Rush, and Dondozo is eliminated with the critical hit. Mudsdale is doing everything it can for the Pony Timbers right now as Basculegion comes out for the Cascade, landing in those spikes, but it is swimming terrifyingly so on the field at the moment as the Icy Wind, super effective on Sandaconda and Mudsdale, and also lowers the speed of both ground types. Good play there by Floatzel as Basculegion follows it up with the Swallow, but that does fail unfortunately, and now Sandaconda is going to go for the Happy Hour. I do not know what it has to celebrate about right now unless it's feeling confident. Mudsdale now with the Corrosive Gas, and yet again the Leopard Berries are being burnt up on this field. Again, nobody wants the berries in play in this matchup. Floatzel with the Hydro Cannon, and Sandaconda is eliminated with that super effective hit. Mudsdale has seen all of its teammates fall in this matchup, and it is going to be hit with that takedown from Basculegion to finish it off. The Pastoria Cascade have dominated in Pony Island here today. Even though Basculegion gets the recoil damage, it does not matter because there's a huge win for the water types, and that is exactly what they need, as next round they will be going up against the Holon Heroes, and even better, the Cascade have actually moved themselves 1 spot ahead of the Heroes, whereas the Pony Timbers are now only 1 spot ahead of the Luminous Glitches, who they'll be facing next round. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.